Yes, it's true. I finally started reading Berserk. I was planning on watching the anime, but this is a manga channel, so we gotta go through the manga first. Without further ado, let's start. Chapter 1. So the chapter starts off with some freak stuff going on. The lady then turns into this giant monster and tries to eat Guts, the man she was just engaging with. Is this technically a blue ball? Anyways, Guts was not fazed in the slightest. He took her out with ease. We cut to this carriage on the road, and these guys, who I'm assuming are slave merchants, are not being nice to their little friend over here. Apparently, they are men from the Kota Castle, so no one can do anything about it. Guts was like, okay, bet, and he started shooting them with arrows. He then pulls up on this guy and stabs him in the nose. He asked him if he was a robber from the Kota Castle, and the man confirms. Guts tells him to tell their master that the Black Swordsman has arrived. At the same time, this guy thought it would be a good idea to attack him from behind, and as expected, he got the Gojo treatment. Guts leaves the place, and while this little fairy is expressing their gratitude, they get pulled up on by these knights. They arrest him and they start whipping bro like it's the 1800s. The mayor of the village pays him a visit. He tells him that since he killed those men, their town will be destroyed, no lonely. The man the mayor fears is not human. Rather, it is a kind of monster that likes to eat humans. The mayor also sends food to him, which is crazy to think about. Guts was telling him things he didn't want to hear, so the mayor was like, yo, burn this bastard, and they burned him. So the mayor goes to Kota village to apologize for the killing of his men, and the monster guy confirms that the blame doesn't fall on the village. The mayor promises him double the hostages he was bringing before, and in response, he threw the ear he was eating at him. The monster guy says that he doesn't care about the hostages. He does it for the love of the game. We cut back to Guts in this cell, and the fairy that he saved brought him the keys to the cell. Although he was hesitant, the fairy still healed his wounds. The fairy sees a weird mark on Guts and asks him what it is, but Guts doesn't answer. The fairy asked him if he was planning on saving the village, but Guts doesn't care what happens to the village. He's more interested in the monster guy who the mayor is scared of. The fairy then asks why he saved her, and he started laughing, saying that no one would bother saving an insect like her. The fairy gets offended by his comment and leaves. We see that the monster guy from Kota has now invaded the village in question, and people are getting smoked from left to right. In the pile of corpses, Guts appears, and he starts going crazy. Everyone getting sent to the afterlife, even the horses. He finally confronts the monster guy, and they start running the fade. It looks like Guts defeated him, but dude comes back as a giant snake lizard creature. He starts violating Guts. He was hitting him with every combo known to mankind, or in this case, lizard kind. While he was distracted, Guts shot off something from his arm, and it hit the lizard guy at point-blank range. Guts then proceeded to give him the Gojo treatment. The lizard guy started begging for mercy, but Guts asks him about the 5 members of the God Hand's whereabouts. He says he doesn't know, and he leaves the lizard guy to die a slow and painful death. While leaving the village, he proceeds to have this vision of some sort, with these creatures telling him that he can't escape, and Chapter 1 ends. Chapter 2. The fairy from last chapter comes across Guts again. They have some dialogue, but Guts slapped the fairy into a puddle. He tells the fairy that he hates weak people, and that it makes him want to wring their necks out. Why he low-key sound like this guy? Guts leaves on his journey. We even get the infamous panel of him walking. While walking, this guy asked him if he wanted a ride on this carriage, and Guts denies. The man insists, but Guts tells him he's being pursued by evil spirits. Bro said he got God on his side, and Guts finally gives in and catches a ride on the carriage. This girl, who I'm assuming is the man's daughter, offers him some wine. She asks him if that's his sword, and he confirms. The priest then goes on a yap session about his nephew, who was also a mercenary being killed in battle. Shut up, old head. No one cares. Guts then had a lil nightmare. Bro was butt-booty naked walking around in the sewers like a teenage mutant ninja turtle. He wakes up, and the source of the nightmare seemed to be this creature. The brand on his neck starts to bleed, which indicates that there is danger nearby. Out of nowhere, this girl gets impaled, and these skeletons pop out of the ground to run the fade with Guts. Bro stay on that bad timing. While fighting all these skeletons, he sees that the girl who got impaled chopped her dad's head off. Shorty, this is not Mexico. Then the girl tries to stab Guts. Bro decided to channel all his Chris Brown energy, and he smoked her. After a while, he finally finishes killing all the skeletons. The fairy assures him that him killing the girl wasn't his fault, and he bursts into laughter. It seems like he doesn't care who he kills. He even compares others to ants beneath his feet. Then these voices start torturing him a little more. He leaves, and that's the end of Chapter 2.